Hey gang, Tony here with another yard sale finds video. And it's going to be a sad one because we really didn't find much at all. And it's been going on like this for way too long. The last couple of weeks there was rain and we weren't finding any stuff. And then this week it was beautiful out. Well, hello, Luna. I'm going crazy, guys. I need my yard sales. I need them. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I got, and I'm actually going to do something a little different and talk about yard sale terminology, which my brother and I, like a lot of phrases and things that my brother and I sort of coined, but I mean it's nothing special. I'm sure a lot of people say stuff like this, but it came to my attention when Mr. Tony of the Dead was with us, and he mentioned a phrase regarding yard sale signs that he started saying after he yard saled with us, and it was kind of like news to me, sort of deal, where he's like, yeah, you guys say that. I'm like, I don't know. So I started thinking about all the weird crap that my brother and I say, and I figured I'll fill the video out with that. So first of all, what did I find? Well, I really only got a couple of VHS tapes. That's kind of like when there's nothing at the yard sales and the flea market, I usually end up with like a VHS tape or something because I don't want to go home empty-handed. So the first one is the Indian in the Cupboard. You can see it there, Indian in the Cupboard. Excuse me. This movie I vaguely remember, and the reason I got it was because when my brother and I went to the drive-in a few weeks ago, whenever that was, one of the old trailers that they played in between the movies was Indian in the Cupboard. And I saw this, I said, oh, alright, let's check it out. I do vaguely remember it. I don't know if, I can't remember if I like it or not, but it seems like an interesting one to kind of revisit. So, looked pretty good. Nothing special. And then I got the Dark Crystal, which is, I believe, still available on Netflix Instant. I'm almost positive it's available free, streaming somewhere, but they were 50 cents each, and I wasn't finding anything, so I decided to just take the leap and go for it, if you will. Alright, so those were the two big finds of the weekend. Video games have been sparse. I saw a Chucky plush doll at the flea market. I asked how much they wanted for it. I'm not talking about the big awesome one. I'm talking about like a little, it's a little like plush. They want $10. What? I'm gonna pay $1 for that kind of shit. $1. Not paying $10. Really didn't see much of anything else. Same old crap at the flea market. No real video games to speak of. No real great horror or Halloween stuff to speak of. Really just depressing. Alright, so terminology that my brother and I use when we go yard selling. And again, I'm not like egocentric. I don't think that no one in the world has ever said this stuff before. Just kind of giving you a glimpse of the things that we talk about. Alright, so the one that Mr. Tony of the Dead brought to my attention was a dead sign. If Mike and I see a sign that has obviously been up for more than a week, it looks faded or rained on, or we've seen it before, we say it's a dead sign because it's no longer pointing to an actual active yard sale. You know, Mr. Tony of the Dead mentioned that, and I was like, oh, I guess we do say that. So, dead signs. Signs that no longer go to active yard sales. This one is obviously, it's a saying. You know, I know that's why we use this saying. But if we follow a dead sign without knowing it's a dead sign, and it leads to nowhere, it's a wild goose chase. And I'm sure, you know, I know that people say that. Usually we shorten it down though. I'll you know, if we're driving for like 5 minutes down the road and we don't see any signs and we're obviously on a wild goose chase, I'll say something like, it's a wild goose, and then we turn around. Another one, this one's kind of mean, This one's very mean, and I feel bad when we say it, and I feel bad for the people who we're saying it about, but we still say it. That is a sad sack sale. SSS. Usually for short, we'll kind of playfully just go because that's the air coming out of us as we were deflated, realizing that the sale sucks. It's like sad sack sale. And again, we feel bad about it, but those are reserved specifically for the sales where you roll up and there's like one little table and there's a person just sitting there behind the table, and on the table is like an ashtray and a book of matches and a couple of glasses and, you know, just garbage, basically. Like, no one is going to buy this stuff, but the person probably really needs money or something. So again, we feel bad, but it's a sad sack sale. And we roll up on a few of those every month or two. Next up is probably the most clever of our terms, and that is the mirage sale. A mirage sale is a garage sale that doesn't exist, in the simplest of terms. Imagine being stuck out in the desert and you're being dehydrated slowly as you crawl through the sand, and then you start having mirages of an oasis. Well, that happens to us when we're yard sailing. We're out and we are seeing no good sales and maybe no sales at all, and we start getting panicky and we start having mirage sales where we look ahead and we swear we see a sign. There's a sign up ahead! Go! And you get there and there is no sign. Or it's a realtor sign. Or it's, you know, a political sign. Sometimes we even think we see a sale itself. There's a bunch of cars on the road and the garage door is open. Oh, there's a sale! No. The closer you get, you realize it's just some dude working on his car. That's why the garage is open. So, that is the mirage sale. Sales that just don't exist, except in our minds. The next one is the least clever of all the terms. And in fact, it's really basically just a statement of fact. And that is dealer sale. When we get to a sale, and it is deceptively good because they probably have something we want. Maybe I see video games. Maybe there are a bunch of Mike collects like knives and hatchets and things like that. And there's a lot of antiques, and we're like, wow, there's a lot of stuff here. And then as you start to ask prices, you slowly realize that this is some dealer who bought the stuff cheap at yard sales the way we want to, and then held his own yard sale where he jacked up all the prices and has it basically at eBay prices at this point. And that happens a lot. You know, there are, I think Luna really wants to sit where I'm sitting, where we are at a sale and the prices are all, they look up everything on the internet and they jack them up to the highest possible prices, and you just can't buy anything. No matter how good the sale may seem, because there's a lot of cool stuff, you just can't buy any of it because it's all super expensive. And that's the worst. And one last one that sounds vaguely sexual, and that is the funnel job. It's not a nasty sex thing. The funnel job is basically when we find a sign and we say, hey, look, a new sign, let's follow it. So we start following it. And, you know, 5 minutes later, there's a sign that says turn, and we keep following it. And 5 minutes later, there's another sign, and we keep turning. And basically, we realize that they funneled us from some main road all the way back. Half an hour later, that's an exaggeration. It's usually like 15 minutes, maybe a little close to 20 minutes. But you keep seeing a sign. Right when you're about to turn around, you see another sign. And you're like, oh, well, it's got to be right here, so we keep going. And then right, we're going to turn around again, and you see another sign. Like, well, it has to be here soon, right? And they just funnel you. And usually the real funnel jobs is when you find out that, like, the sign that you followed, there's, like, way down the road somewhere else, there's other signs. And basically, so, like, right here in the middle, here's the yard sale. They have signs over down that way, that way and that way, all funneling people in, and it's usually a really long drive, and almost always never worth it. You get there and you're like, you sons of... What did you do to us? It's the worst. You know, it's getting near the end of the season. I'm hoping things will pick up. I'd like to get at least one more really big video game score, and I'd like to start seeing some Halloween stuff popping up too. So let's hope for the best. Fingers crossed. What'd you guys find? Anything better than me? I hope so. God, I hope so. Tell me what you got. Breathe deep in the night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.